It is another edition of the On the Mic podcast, and this is definitely a bucket list interview crossed off the list for me. Have wanted to talk to her for years. She is here. She is the 16-time MMA Grand Slam Champion, and she returns to the boxing ring on Friday, January 19th, against the undefeated ranked number 3 Kelsey Wickstrum in the USA. That fight goes down to Temecula, California. She's the one and only Cris Cyborg. Cris, how are you?
I'm great. I just finished the training, chill after eating, doing the interviews and the rest. I'm excited for my next fight and very thank you to be here with you.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, it's a dream interview for me. You're one of the very best male or female fighters of all time. And for you, just jumping right into it, what keeps you going? Because you've done everything, especially in MMA. What brings you into the boxing world and what keeps you going and wanting to keep doing this?
First I love my job. I really thankful for everything, and I motivate. People motivate me. It's the opportunity, the platform, the fights I'm going. I share my faith. I can be inspiration for a lot of people. I think the sport help you open a lot of doors. I can go different places and still share my faith. And I think this is the good thing. And they change people's lives doing missionary work. And I think the sport still can help open a lot of doors. And I don't have any bad injury in my career. I'm really healthy and really thankful, and I just keep going.
And what leads you to like the big challenges, right? Because some males and females just go, if MMA is not kind of going around, they'll go into boxing, they'll take a boxing fight, but they're not taking on the number 3 ranked boxer in the States. What makes you want these big challenges?
The reality, I finished my fight at Cats and Gun. I say, I'm going to chill. I'm going to enjoy it for my family, Christmas. And then they start calling me, Cris, you want to fight? You want to fight? So then my team talk to me and they say, let's go. And then this is nice because keep you training, keep you motivate. And I came to Seattle training with Coach Jose Benavides. And I'm really exciting because the reality really, this boxing fights improve my game for MMA. So giving me a lot of experience, and I love challenge, and I'm very thankful to fight Kelsey, January 19. And this challenge, yes, but keeping me up, keeping me training, keeping me learning.
Yeah, well, and I definitely see the payoff from boxing going back into MMA. And you're right, you did handle business at Bellator 300. What are you expecting in your fight against Kelsey?
I want to show my techniques. I want to show what I've been learning. I know heart and the go war. I always have this, but I want to show a little bit what I'm learning, put in practice what I'm practicing every day in the gym, and do great fight for my fans.
I know you've been asked this probably 100 times today. I know you're doing media, getting ready for it, but obviously the big news in MMA this year was Bellator being bought out by PFL. You were getting called out on Thanksgiving. Can't even enjoy Thanksgiving weekend without having someone call out your name. Kayla Harrison calling you for a fight. Didn't like the word she used to describe you, but I'll just ask you, you're starting 2024 off with a boxing fight. Is that the MMA fight for you? Is you and Kayla Harrison?
The beginning, she's been calling me out for 3 years. So, but the reality now, the finally maybe can happen because we are at the same event. This is cool, man. I know 18 years doing the sports and the people still calling my name. This is really cool. Make me really happy, thankful. It was a great fight to fight Kayla. She's a great name in the sport. She's been calling me out, but she's gonna have a hard problem for me. I'm telling you guys. I don't just can keep it stand up the fight. I can wrestle her. You can see her fights. I see a couple. I saw her match with Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey mounted her, do everything. She's no black belt in the back and the floor. I'm telling you now. So it's gonna be a great fight for me. She calling me out. It's a great. I think the fans who want this fight to happen. And this novella, I like a novella than say in Brazil, is doing for 3 years. And finally maybe can happen.
Have you spoken to anyone to PFL about the possibility of this happening?
The reality, they contact my team. I know they're gonna contact her again for you see what's gonna be next. I know I have a lot of things in their plate now because there's a lot of fighters for sure. and we're waiting for see, but we have the first connect.
Well, for for the future of Cris Cyborg, obviously the most important is this boxing fight, but and then there's the Kayla Harrison fight. But when Bellator is purchased by PFL, that kind of leaves a lot of questions for everybody, including yourself. What did
Yeah.
you make of the purchase? Did you like the two promotions coming together?
Um, the reality, I love Bellator, I love Scott Coker, and then when you have more events, it's good for the fighters because you have more options, you know. But the reality, we don't control what can happen. Let's see what's gonna happen. It's a lot of fighters now for them put to fighting. Probably some fighters not gonna make. They're gonna have to go find another place to fight. We don't know what's gonna happen. Um, I feel like I don't know what's gonna happen really. So, but I hope they're doing something good for all the fighters and make a better place for everyone.
Well, you've been in Bellator, you've been in the UFC, you're a Grand Slam champion. Obviously, the Kayla fight is the fight everyone wants to see. It would be part of their, super fight series. But I'll just ask you, would you like to add the PFL belt to your collection?
Man, this is gonna be crazy. I always don't have a plan to have the fifth belt. But I always live my life in the God hands and to keep training hard. I love my job. So let's see, what is gonna be next. And it'll be amazing. I want to finish my career with the biggest fight and the great fights, much respected for everyone. But I want to make the biggest fight, and that makes very excited.
I know it's one fight at a time for you, and this is probably my last PFL question. I just got to get them all out, though. With them having the season type of style that they have in order to get the PFL belt, you just talked about for this boxing fight how your team said it keeps you training, keeps you motivated, keeps you happy, keeps you focused. Would you be interested in partaking in the PFL season, or are you just looking for the biggest fights?
Everything can happen. I look for the biggest fight first. I want to have a conversation on my team with them, be working together, be a partner, and then promote the event. The event is the biggest fight. I think is number one. Be happy and healthy, mental health, be everything's good together, working. I'm willing to fight, to work with people, we working together, and then in the same goal. And yeah, let's see. For me, is let's see what's gonna happen. But I want to be happy and doing the biggest fights in my career.
Well, I knew whenever I got an opportunity to talk to you, not only was I going to ask you about boxing and MMA, I wanted to ask you about being a woman, and not only in this sport, but just overall. And you see, I mean, you heard the Dana White quotes. I know obviously there's not a great history there. Everyone knows what he said about women back in the day. You being involved in boxing, you know how women have been viewed in boxing for so long. It's really sickening in some sense. But now the tide has started to turn a little bit. You're seeing women headline MMA events. You're seeing them headline boxing events. How far has combat sports come? And you're a big part of the reason why. But in your mind, how far has combat sports come to getting women the respect they deserve?
Number one, when I start fighting, don't have girls events, have little events. So I have on dream fight in Japan, pride at that moment, don't have girls that time. So the UFC don't have a girl. So a lot of events have girls. And then Scott Coker opened the opportunity to make the biggest fight against Gina Carano in the Strike Force. So, and then the one thing I have in my dream, like I say, I want to make the fight girls like the guys, because some people say, I want to watch girls fights. Yeah, girls fights no fun, it's so I say, no, I want to change this. I want to make the fight the girls exciting. And I want to have the power to finish the fight in one punch. So, and then they're going to be exciting. So the beginning, it's like this is the challenge. Show everybody the girls can fight like guys, can be excited. And then now you see how sport grows so much. Not just guys getting together to watch the MMA fights, but all the family getting together because the wife, the kids, and they can see the girls. So really cool. I still be part of this, still fighting, and then see how the sport grows so much. And I'm really thankful to be part of this. This is one my goal. My goal was never fight for myself, but my goal was make the women's MMA grow more and more. And like now I'm doing the box fight. I want to continue for help to grow the sport too. So this is what we're supposed to do for open the door for the other girls come and they have the better opportunity than us and they make the difference when they fight.
One thing I really respect about you outside of the combat sports, outside of the ring or the cage, is how you can carry yourself as both an athlete and as a woman. Being on OnlyFans, using your social media to empower yourself and get your brand going in the right way. You don't have to do it in a disgusting or disrespectful way. There's a lot of respect that you carry yourself with, a lot of class you carry yourself with, and I respect you for that. What's your message to women, no matter if they want to be fighters or business women, that they can be both, right? They can get down and dirty. They can get their hair messed up. They can get into the grind of life, but then they can also be the classy woman who puts on a dress and goes out and takes care of business as well.
I think the number one thing when you have the opportunity, when you get a lot of, like example, a lot of kids, a lot of girls, then see me, then they see like example. So you have to be good example because you're responsible for this. And I feel like everything you do, the kids can copy you. So this is the number one. Like when you have a kid, you want to show your kid that you're the best dad, the best mom. You don't do mistake. You're the perfect. So the same thing you want to show for the kids. You want to be a good example for them. And this is plant the good seed because then they're gonna have good fruits come after. So for me, it's number one. So because this I used my OnlyFans for show the good things for motivate people, and you can continue getting your money, getting famous the good way. So you continue can be. You can sell your soul, do bad things, and then you're gonna be proud after. When you get old, you cannot come back. Everything you did. So I know when you're young, when you're teenager, you don't think too much about future. So, but the better you think about future, and then because after you're gonna be great, the what you did. So I like to be a good example for every single person, motivate the girls, and think about the future. Think about the big good example, and the good things gonna come for you for sure. When you do the good things coming, and if you do bad things coming like karma. People believe that. So I believe it like this. So if you do good things, you're gonna plant good fruits, good seeds, gonna come good fruits. And I'm really happy. And then if you guys have a dream, a lot of people before I have a dream, and the people say I'm not gonna Chris, no way. And the girls gonna fight. People asking me, Chris, what do you wanna do? I'm a fighter. People say, what it is? Nobody know what it is. So and I still believe in my dream. People say you cannot make it, and I still believe. And then when God puts something in your heart and you work hard, no way not gonna happen something good after. It will happen. Just believe, trust, do a good thing. You don't need to step in the shine in nobody. You can do your own shine, and that's it. Believe your dream, and for sure you're gonna get it.
That's a beautiful message, and I appreciate you sharing that. Just a couple more, and I'll let you go. And I appreciate your time. Number one, you ever sit back and just think about how far you've come?
Man, one of the things I start doing, I make all the videos for YouTube and then in my channel and now OnlyFans every week I have new videos. I never sit down and watch, and I think I started doing, I think after this in the last fight, I started watching the videos. I think it's really cool. You start saving, doing a lot of videos because when I'm sit down, I'm retired, getting old and sit down in my chair and I'm going to watch everything I did and with my team. I think you never do alone. I was with your team and with God will show you the way for you. So I'm really happy. I was never think about this. I was have a dream to be professional handball player. So I was never think to be a fighter. For me, to be a fighter is like God sent somebody when I was training, say, I think you can be a great fighter. And they say, I don't like to fight. And I didn't have any dream in my heart about this. And then I started training Muay Thai and boxing. And I did my first fight when I was 19 years old. But I never have a dream. I was never thinking about be the champion, one belt. I never have a watch fights. So sometimes even if you don't think about it, but it doesn't matter if sometimes you think it's late. I start late. I started 19. So but if you God haven't planned your life, it doesn't matter to be late. Sometimes you didn't know what's the dream, you know, you know what the purpose of your life. And it can be late when you know that, but it's gonna be the right one. And I feel like I didn't choose this sport for me. The God put in my life, and I did it the best the best I want to do. And here I am now, you know.
Last two, what should we expect from you going into this fight in January 19th against Kelsey?
So I'm really happy, excited here training with Coach Jose Benavides. I improved a lot of my game. The reality, I want to show boxing. You know, everybody know I have a heart. I'm go to the war, but you know, I want to show a little bit. I'm improve, get to learn a little bit more, and doing great fight for my fans.
Last one for me, and thank you so much. This is the first time we've ever gotten to talk. I hope it's not the last. I would love
No,
to
it's
see you
okay.
again.
Yes.
What is your message to Kayla Harrison and every woman inside the PFL going into 2024?
So Kayla, she's been calling me out for 3 years almost. Before a different event, now is the same event, and for sure this fight's gonna happen. I know people say, Chris, just keep this fight stand up and the fight finish is gonna be easy. Guys, I have a wrestling, and then I see Kayla Harrison fighting Ronda Rousey. You know, back the days. You know, Ronda put her in the back in the floor like she's even. You can see she's in back in the floor as no black belt. So, man, I have a wrestling, I have a black belt jiu-jitsu. I can mess up her in the floor too. So it's gonna be great fight. And I hope how much she's calling out, how much she's been training for doing this great fight. And you know, I'm ready, I'm excited. I think it's gonna be a great fight. And yeah, I'm thankful for all the fans and let her wait for see what's the next. But my folks, Kelsey, and the guys, if you would like to check it out, go to my website, chriscyborg.com, January 19. I'm very happy about that.
Tickets are available through Ticketmaster, January 19th, chriscyborg.com for more information. Cris Cyborg, this was an absolute pleasure and an honor. Thank you so much. And hopefully we can talk after you get the W in January 19th.
Perfect. Thank you very much. See you.